Up, everybody? Hopefully you can hear me just fine. Welcome to Sketch-A-Day Live. It is Sunday, February 7th. Chilling, grilling in the background. I hear there's a big sporting event today. I don't really follow sports, but if you are tuning in, welcome. Thanks for hanging with me. We're gonna do Sci-Fi Sunday today, and as always, I like doing sci-fi things. So robots, monsters, what have you. But I feel like I'm just gonna paint one scene today and do that. So hope you're ready. I'll be paying attention to the YouTube chat, so if you want to interact, that's where I will be. All right, let's go. What's up, the Skur Marzi? Hello. Happy Sunday to you as well. Let's do some warm up. I'm using Procreate today, and my collection of brushes. This is the rough stencil. I mentioned before, if you do have the brush kit, if you've gotten it and you have issues or whatever, just play with your pressure curves and figure out what works for you. Pressure curves are going to be under settings, preferences, edit pressure curve, and you can kind of play with this and figure out what responsiveness you like. I tend to draw with a bit heavier hand, so that's how I like to have my brushes. Anyhow, yeah, I think I just want to paint one scene with like a robot and a character doing something. So we'll sketch it out, we'll paint. I don't usually paint in Procreate, so we'll see how it goes. I tend to paint in Adobe Fresco these days. Hello, Flash Rebirth, what's up on the YouTube? So if you want a better view and all that, YouTube has the Connect. Also, if you want to join the Discord for any post-stream interaction, it's sketchaday.com/discord. Put a new tip on my Apple Pencil. Seems to be working really well. So fresh tips, fresh look, all that good stuff. So yeah, happy Sunday to you guys. Oh, all right, Cozy Corner. Hello. Good luck on your live. Don't mean to cramp your style, but have a good stream. Just doing some warm-ups here with some ellipses, then I'll do some scribbles, and we'll just start painting. All right. Shout out to the Patrons and channel members as always. What's up, Applejacks? Struggling with ellipses? Like understanding or drawing them? Hello, Lori. Much love to you all. Struggling in terms of what? So I kind of had this idea in my head anyways of some sort of large, looming, ominous, bug-like robot. Maybe it has mandibles or something. And we'll just start with a scribble. I want it to be like huge. Start with some sort of scribble here. And for scale, maybe some character about to face off. with our giant robot here. So yeah, just a rough sketch, and then we'll start painting it in. Maybe it has 6 legs, I don't know. Just something big. Big and menacing is the idea. We'll keep it short. I know you guys who follow the sports ball probably are gonna watch the game. So I thought about pushing the stream, but then I was like, no, let's just keep it. Hard to compete with the sports ball sometimes. Blessings to you too, Latrice. Hey Wayne, what's up? Thank you for the support. Appreciate it, brother. Brother human. All right, so I've got some rough stuff here, maybe anticipating some shadows, maybe terrain or something. Kind of sketch that in, whether it's debris or some sort of cave scene. Who knows? Why would a robot be in a cave? Maybe it's more of a monster. We'll figure it out as we go. Scale that down just a touch. All right, but we've got our character here. I really enjoy this pencil. It's really nice to use. It also has a little bit of tilt action you can get here from shading as well. But yeah, I really do appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Made some tweaks to the camera, background colors in the studio. Like I said, I've been producing some video content for a client. Hey, NYC Tours, what's up? It's snowing there? Oh my goodness. I don't love snow, but traditionally in Utah, where I am, we usually get more snow this time of year, but there just hasn't been any snow. It's kind of weird. Yeah, so let's make this robot bug-like, but I am gonna make it definitely more of a robot feel here. Just kind of riffing. See what we come up with. Maybe it does have a mandible or something. Some sort of mandible. Single optical sensor. Yeah, that has a good feel. And this could be like an armor-plated type of body or something. I'll just repeat that shape right through there. So yeah, my goal here is to just paint this. So rough sketch complete, 2-finger tap, swipe, and then now start painting this in. I think I don't usually do this, but I'll throw in a background color to start. Something I can work with here. Maybe like a neutral gray, greenish gray. And now I gotta decide on the color, said robot. Just moved to New York State, fascinated by the snow. That's interesting. First time I saw snow was on a trip to the United States when I was living in Jamaica. That's where I was born. We are sipping on some tea today. I got my teas. All right, so like I said, I don't usually paint in Procreate, so I'm gonna have to get a little creative here. My brushes tend to be more for design sketching, so let's play with this flat brush to kind of start. Alright, so I'll just lay down some Some base tones, colors here. Something about the same value. I'm gonna put this below the sketch just so I don't lose track here. Probably do a two-tone type thing. What about you guys? Do you paint much, or are you more of a sketcher, doodler? What's your jam? Sci-Fi Sunday, so we do robots, spaceships, creative, imaginative things. And I've been trying to, at least personally, paint more, and do more illustrative type things, so hopefully you enjoy the show today. Alright, let's see here. Let's get some ground tone in. So a little texture here to start. Oh, maybe it's gray skies or something behind here, but either way. Not really sure on the setting yet. Could be like some urban decay or something. Hey Leo, welcome. More of a pen sketcher. Ooh, Laura, I've never seen your gouache stuff. You should share some. Pink, pink robot. Maybe our character could be pink. Oh. Okay. And start painting in the rest here. Have you guys been watching WandaVision? I won't spoil anything for you if you have been watching it, but I enjoy it. It's pretty good. I'll just say there's some direct tie-ins to the MCU that are interesting, intriguing. There was a development on the most recent episode, and I was like, whoa! I was watching with my kids, and I fell off the couch and was like, just dying. Now, some people don't necessarily love the Marvel stuff, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Alright, I did want this thing to have some sort of huge mandible in addition to its mouth, or at least some sort of, thing. Go all well, so less of the sketch shows. Hey Lines, I haven't used gouache since high school. Haven't used gouache since high school. And I've lost my yeah, I don't know what's going on with this iPhone business, but
I didn't get Inception. I didn't get it.
If you're watching on Instagram, I literally can't see what's happening, so apologies. I think I need to take a different strategy with that. So love sketching, but unable to maintain regularity. I think it's about just, committing to a little bit every day. I know my name, or at least my handle here is Sketchaday, but I think it really is about just doing a little bit every day. So I'm just gonna silhouette this person out. did this on my Adobe stream this week. Was it this week? Time flies. Time flies. Anyhow, just kind of start with a silhouette, and then we can, you know, figure it out as we go. Clean up edges and so on. Just got to make sure I'm on the right layer here. All right. So back to our mandible. I'll clean this up a bit. Ability to use one media to go between watercolor and more opaque. Oh, okay. I can appreciate that. But yeah, I haven't used gouache since probably high school, Lori. I'm not saying it's a high school medium, just I remember using it in high school a bit. It's been a while. Okay, so here now I'm just trying to paint in like shadows and create a bit of structure around our guy. I'm gonna merge layers. I've been trying to practice working on the same layer a bit more, and you know, just part of a challenge for myself, really. There are benefits to obviously working on multiple layers, but been trying to challenge myself a bit. All right, so I'll fill in a little bit here. So yeah, I don't typically follow sports, partly because just time. It's like another thing to kind of have to worry about. Time's already limited as it is, and if I'm gonna spend time doing something, I'd much rather be creative, like sit and paint or build something, or spend time with my kids. I guess we could spend time watching sports, but we're not super into it. Are most of my sketches from imagination, or do I use reference? I took a quick look at some bugs today just to get inspired. Looks like a monster sea bug. Maybe it is. So before I start or started today, I did take a look at some stuff just to get inspired, but I'm not currently looking at anything right now. Maybe that shows, I don't know. So you guys know I'm always looking to get better, practice, try new things, improve, all of that stuff. So maybe it is a sea bug that crawled out of the ocean, who knows. But I'll put some part lines on and some details that'll help it feel more like a robot of some sort. Join the club. Yeah, I mean, when I started streaming, I don't know, or even doing videos online over 10 years ago, I was always like super self-conscious and hesitant, and then I just realized, like, okay, if I were following someone, I would want to know, one, they're keeping it real, but two, like, that they have struggles too, you know, and I have my fair share of struggles. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. Keeping it real. All right, so we got to think about lighting. I'm gonna have, I think, a bit from the front, but also I'll have some rim lighting as well on this guy. So we'll just start painting in some shadow areas over this. Shadow core, and so forth. Any suggestions to not struggle with perspective in sketching? Yeah, just practice. I try and I think I'd explained this last stream, but basically I try to imagine a bit of, a grid of some sort in my head. So if I were mapping this bug robot out, my perspective in my head is maybe a bit like this. It's not perfect, but I'm thinking something like this. So if I had a grid that way, right? I'm not drawing the grid, but if I were thinking about it, it's something like that. Even the position of the legs, right? I'm trying to keep those in some sort of perspective. Things like scale. So if this leg is closer to the dude, it's not closer right now, but if it were, it would be bigger, right? Or if it's raised up, ready to attack him or something. But I'm kind of sketching it like screaming at the dude. So anyhow, I try to think of grid in that sense. Not literally, but I just imagine that it's there. But I think fundamentals, foundation, super important as well. Okay, I'll just keep lightening up the sketch as we go here. And I have some mids. Let's see, I need to make some stuff darker as well. So we'll just kind of keep going, making things have some more volume, body to them. I actually like this brush. It's pretty cool.
I stole a pen from the bank. I cried during a powder boy.
Join the club, says Wayne. The club of learners. Absolutely. Always learning. So yeah, I was saying I used to want to, appear to be, it's like he gets everything right, but I don't always get everything right. And it takes practice, takes effort, certainly. What is this? All right, I'll monkey with that later. Let's keep going. All right, so put some blocks down. And then what I try to do once I have like some darks and lights down is then, that's probably a little too dark. Once I have some darks and lights down, then I can work on blending if need be, things like that. So I seem like I more or less have my life together. I mean, thank you. I don't feel that way always. If we want to get real, welcome to Therapy a Day, Spencer. No, I mean I have good days, I have bad days. I do okay overall, but sometimes it's hard, as a creator, like to, I guess, consistently show up. It's hard sometimes, for sure. I have a roof over my head, which I'm grateful for sure. And could always be worse. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So I don't offer that as a platitude, just recognizing, like, yeah, it could actually literally be worse. So in Procreate, if you just tap the canvas and hold, you can pick the color on the canvas that you've selected. Yeah, you can try a grid, but you know, if you always draw with helps like grids and tools and things like that, it kind of slows down your process as well. So just keep that in mind as you're working. It's like a brown, earthy brown robot or something, brownish gray. One thing I do wish the iPad Pro did that the Wacom can do is give you a preview of the brush stamp over the canvas, so you kind of know, you know, when you change your brush size, how big it's gonna be. That would be helpful. But they don't currently do that. Makes it a little bit more, just a little bit more difficult. One thing I would tell my past self, that's a great question. I guess it depends on what age, but I would tell my past self to don't obsess over things and think about them as much. Just kind of take action and jump right in. It's a skill I've had to develop. I am an introvert, so I tend to get worked up and think about things quite a bit, and you know, hype myself up, whether it's like imposter syndrome, things like that. But I think I'd tell my past self to just dive in more into opportunities. Try things, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Put yourself out there. Those are some things I would tell my past self. All right, this area doesn't really make sense, so I'm gonna try and make some sense of it. All right, so maybe there's a bit here for the mandible, and this leg would come down, maybe connect in here or something. Start sketching in some part lines. Even if just a placeholder here, for example. I did kind of lose the barbs on this one, so I want to capture those back. Like these barbs. Barb. It is an industrial design thing, I guess, to maybe not overthink. I think like when I graduated college, I was a bit more of a perfectionist. Like I wanted everything to be absolutely completely perfect. There were people in my life that helped me relax a little bit about my process and things, and just not care as much what people think. Sometimes you just have to kind of roll with what works for you. And I wish I had done a bit more of that, you know, just okay, I feel that this is cool or that's cool, I'm just gonna do it. Instead of wondering and waiting and trying to, like, waiting in life for the perfect moment to do something it's like an exercise in inefficiency, I think. Sometimes you just have to kind of just jump in and do something. And I know some of you already do that, and I love seeing your stuff that you're working on and doing too. But I think for myself, there were definitely times in my career that I hesitated or waited, and then when you wait too long, sometimes people do your idea before you get a chance to do it, which can be frustrating. So I would have told myself to just dive in a bit more, just do stuff. I don't know if you guys suffer from that at all, but I certainly do and did as a younger creative, trying to figure out my style or my stuff, you know, what works. I mean, it certainly helps to get validation too. Like, I know I'm veering in this conversation off track, but it certainly helps to like when you get that first project or that first paid gig or whatever, and someone says, "Hey, yeah, you're good. We'll pay you to do something." Like, it's a good feeling. Kind of helps reassure you, give you that boost of confidence you might need. Whether it's something as simple as you know, your first commissioned illustration, or as amazing as a book deal or some sort of media engagement. It's pretty fun, this whole journey of the creative person. Confidence comes with age and experience. I think so. There's a bit of that validation play too, like I was just mentioning, where when someone hits you up and you get that, sounds like another video, Lori, sounds like another video I could do. Just thoughts on, you know, developing confidence as a designer. But part of it is, and I did have a chat with some friends yesterday on the app Clubhouse. I don't know if you guys are on Clubhouse. I am. You can find me there. But I was having a chat with some friends about competence and confidence and how those kind of play into each other. And I think the more competent you are at something, so your technical ability certainly helps with your confidence. But when someone actually is like, yeah, we'll invest in your dream, or we'll invest in you, in a monetary sense, like, it can certainly boost your confidence in a meaningful way. So it certainly helps. What superpower would I use to help me in my career? Because I'm lazy, I would, if I had a superpower, it would be automatically getting clients without trying. That would be nice. If the work would just come to me. I mean, it kind of does now, but it takes a long time and a lot of effort to get to that point. So for me, that's one thing I would, if I had a superpower, that would be one of them. Super speed would be cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily love to spend it. I say that as I'll probably take an hour on this piece, but I don't love to spend a ton of time on a single drawing typically. I just felt like painting today, so that's what we're doing. But super speed would be interesting for sure. Eyes are going bad, guys. My eyes are freaking going bad. I'm like squinting to look at the chat. So are you guys watching the sports ball? What time does it even start? I don't know. I don't know these things. One of my friends texted me today and was like, "Are you watching the game?" I was like, "There's a game today? What do you mean? What are you talking about?" Do I prefer fresco over procreate? That's a good question. Let me think of the best way to answer this for you, Wayne. So when I'm sketching on paper, sometimes I feel like sketching with a ballpoint pen. Some days I feel like sketching with, you know what, I want to make this like even more menacing. Sometimes I feel like sketching with a ballpoint pen. Sometimes I feel like sketching with a pencil. Sometimes it's, and usually my Papermate flares. So I think it's kind of like that with apps. Some projects I just feel like using a certain tool, and other projects I feel like another tool. So typically, when it comes to industrial design stuff, I prefer fresco. Procreate. Typically. And then when it comes to artistic stuff, I've been like painting or concepts like this. I've been using fresco a lot more, but they're pretty comparable. I mean, there's some pain points here with Procreate that I don't love, like the file backup issue problem. I don't know if the company will stay in business forever, because I don't understand. Knowing what I know about business and how things work, I don't understand how the financials of the company are sustainable, because you buy the app once, $10, and you never have to like pay again. So I don't necessarily see how that's sustainable. That's a bit concerning. Have I been watching basketball? I watch every now and then, but not a ton. Are your Nuggets doing well, Lori? I've heard the Jazz are doing pretty well, but you know, basketball is one of those things where I just feel like there's superstar teams that get built, and then you don't really have much of a chance or a shot. I did enjoy the Last Dance documentary, though. Back in the day, I used to watch much more, but just lately I haven't really. All right, so it's starting to come together. All right, you can kind of see the process. Hopefully this has been educational and informative in some way, but you can ask me any questions about life, the universe. I don't know the meaning of life, or if there is one, but happy to talk about anything. Welcome to Sketch Talk, Sketch Therapy. Spencer. I'm glad you enjoy just watching me paint, though. Thank you. All right, let's make some of this a little darker under here. Cool thing about painting too is I feel like you can like just throw down a shape and then You don't have to get super detailed with it. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. You can kind of throw down a shape. If you want to get detailed, you can zoom in and do all that. I'm going to surface this a little bit in here. Just like a slight bump or something. Slight bump. So for me, painting like this is about kind of getting the major tones in, and then once I've so you can throw down shapes like that, and then all of a sudden it really starts to pop. Who's the Joker? I don't know who the Joker is in basketball. What is the meaning of life? My meaning for life, Lines, is honestly to be the best human I can be. I want to bring good to the world in whatever way I can and I'm capable of, and I seek in earnest to do that. I want to always be learning, and I want people to work together. I want to be a cooperative human, and much of my meaning for life is derived, frankly, from my kids. So I want to be a good dad. I want to set them up to be their best, and that doesn't mean taking credit for their awesomeness, because I have awesome kids, but I want to set them up to have a great life too. So that's my hope. My hope is that whatever contributions we all make have a lasting and meaningful impact on the world. So I don't claim to know much beyond that. I have hope that there's more to all this, but I don't know. I can't definitively say. Have my awesome kids come up with any more awesome jokes? Not lately, actually. I should ask them. They haven't told me any lately. At least none that were so is not gut-wrenching is the wrong word, but they haven't come up with any that I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I keep telling them to write them down though, because I have a terrible memory. My sister says I don't have a terrible memory. I just always have a lot going on, so it's hard for me to remember things. But I keep telling my kids to write down their jokes, and they haven't been, so I'll have to ask them again. And try and remember to write them down for you guys, but they do enjoy the cheesy dad jokes for sure. That they do. What careers would I recommend to people who like illustrations? I have friends who do comic book art, if you like that kind of thing. You could get into, I would say editorial illustration is less and less a thing these days, meaning illustrations that you might do for like publications. That's becoming less and less of a thing as print media dies and goes through its own transformation. You could get into animation. strictly product illustration is also on its way out. Like, it's rare that I think you can make a meaningful career out of that. So, but I've seen people do really creative things to kind of make their own path as illustrators. There's a guy online that I follow, and he just does mostly sports illustrations. So he'll do illustrations that are vector based of sport related celebrities, and he does really well for himself. At least it would seem he does really well for himself. I don't have any glimpse into his finances or anything like that, so I can't speak to that per se. Hey, Mecha Art. I'm glad you are enjoying JTAM. Always educational fun. Yeah, it's not just drawing, it's life too. I've learned a lot of life lessons in sometimes hard, but impactful ways, if you will. I'm just gonna silhouette these legs out. I'm not gonna throw much detail on here. Contrast is your friend, as I always say. So if you're trying to, like even in this area, lightest lights against darkest darks. If you want to get detail, just zoom in, and then you can be a bit more careful with your strokes. And then when you zoom out, it'll appear to be just that much more refined. That's the way I do it. If you have other ways or tips, feel free to drop those in. Like I said, I'm always learning. NDJ Pizza is a great podcaster for creative careers. Creative Pep Talk. Okay. I'll have to check him out. Creative Pep Talk. Andy J Pizza. That's his name. Andy J Pizza. For real. So again, this is all in the same layer. Maybe a bit inefficient, but it's all good. I like pushing the colors around and challenging myself. Personally. I'm going to do this part on a new layer though. So let's do this bluish gray, and now start to add some shadowing here. It's probably a little too saturated. I'll drop that back. Yeah, that's better. And adding the shadow will give me opportunities to add a little rim light here and there. Just kind of help this pop a bit more. Texture out some of our terrain, whatever it is. Like I'm not gonna have time to, I think, comp in like, hey, if this is, rubble from a city or something, that this robot, maybe it's an alien robot, a robot that came from space, that would explain the bug-like appearance for sure. Right. Maybe I'll throw some building silhouettes in, but it'll give me an opportunity to kind of throw in some rim light, as you'll see in just a bit here. Forgot about the mouth being open. Make this a little bit wider. So pick a point over here. Yeah, I'll make that wider. Oh, I did like the presentation of it, so let's go forward and then back. Yeah, that feels better. Andy J Pizza. Have to check that out. This really fit well in a game. Do I sometimes do game design? I haven't done game design in a long time, or at least if I've done anything for games, it's usually like just a character here or there. I haven't done like what I would consider to be like significant world building, but I've been asked before. I just haven't done it. But I'd be open to it. Professor Quesadilla, Nurse Cannoli. Let's see. Add new layers for darker shades. Oh, okay. You can do that. You know, you can do that. Like I was saying, I like practicing as if it were a real canvas. Like real paint. Because with real paint, you don't have layers. Maybe the topic of my next video and / article should be, because I've been is ruminating the right word? Thinking. I do a lot of design and writing in my head before I actually do it, but there's something good about hard things, right? So if something is difficult to accomplish, there's a certain mental attitude that comes from, I think, having to be in the right mindset to take on that challenge, but it also, there's a natural efficiency that comes into play. I think I'll put like some light on the inside of the mouth here in just a sec. But there's like a mental state. It's like, okay, if this is really hard, I'm gonna have to put in the effort to learn how to do it, to make sure I'm not wasting money or time. I think one of the problems with technology nowadays is sometimes things are so easy that it kind of cheapens craft and cheapens content in a way that I think doesn't help ultimately. So take for example something like me even going live right now. Anyone can go live. There's no prerequisite or setup, right? At least in a very basic sense. But to produce a high quality thing, it does take some effort, right? And I think that's kind of where I'm getting at. Take some effort, take some intent, some determination, some thoughtfulness, because again, you don't want to, at least I don't want to invest time in something if it's not going to be good. And you guys can tell, hopefully, for those who have been watching for a while, at least on the YouTube, I always try and reinvest into what I'm doing here. So whether that's better lights or camera stuff or software, services, whatever, I'm always trying to make it better. That's just my thing, but there is something good about hard things. And I probably said a lot of nothing just now, but I don't want to give away everything. See, this leg feels weird. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change this leg. I feel like it should be more out. Maybe even up. Yeah, something like that. I guess that's where layers come in handy. Janitor grilled cheese sandwich. Pizza's good. Pizza's one of those foods where, I mean, I haven't really come across a pizza where I'm like, that was terrible. That pizza should not have existed. Maybe you guys have, but I haven't. I know pineapple on pizza is a controversial thing, apparently. I like pineapple on my pizza. I should say, it's not that I deliberately choose pineapple for my pizza. It's just more like, if pineapple's on the pizza, I'm not gonna throw a fit, you know? The other good thing about pizza is it's the only time I really appreciate olives on anything is on pizza. I just don't like olives. Poor Sonali. Has what already started? The big game? The sports ball? I don't know. Has it? Olives don't belong on pizza. They're just wrong grapes. Exactly. But yeah, I haven't come across many pizzas that I'm like, that was terrible. Personally, anyways. Maybe you guys have. All right, I gotta get the lighting right on. So as we move toward the foreground, I'm trying to increase detail, and also contrast, and that's gonna help things just feel a bit better here. And then I'll start to do some environmental lighting, maybe a bit of red, a few other things here and there. What's the thought process when I sketch a character? Any story? Usually I try to think of at least some kind of context. In this case, like, what I'd really love to do is make this feel like some urban scene where, you know, an alien ship landed, and maybe a robot came out. Like, probably do some other robots in the background, that kind of thing. But I'm not gonna have time to do all that today, so just keeping the silhouette for scale and focusing on the robot here. And the silhouette I'll work on a little bit, but I'm not gonna make it super detailed. So that's the way I kind of think about it anyways. Sometimes we do, though. We have had fun on the show where we think about characters like Octavius and Cthulhu. That was fun for our challenge. I don't know what the challenge is going to be this week, but I'm open to suggestions. So if you guys have ideas or something specific you want to see, just hit me up, let me know. Let's change the shape a little bit just to help it feel like the other one here. All right, I'll just leave that. Tim. We give the little guy a name. We'll give him a name once I build it out a little bit for sure, but Tim sounds like a great option so far. Tim the time traveler. Tim the, I don't know. What's Tim's story? He just happened to be chilling when the end of the world started. In this scene. He's just a guy caught in the middle. Perhaps. Alright, what's happening here? I gotta figure that out. Alright, so got our mandible thing here. And this should just be blacked. Not blacked, but kind of just made dark here for this leg. That's what I'll do.
I stole a pen from the bank. I cried during a powder boy.
Alright, just trying to get a bit of shadow from these barbs. And maybe I'll throw in, let's see, oh yeah, I did do a part line there. So we'll see how I feel about this part line. Maybe it comes up like that. So again, when you put the darks against the lights, like in this case here, you get that nice part line when you just cut across like so. So when you zoom out, you get just a little glint, just a little highlight right through there. His name could be Larry or Tim. All right, we can take a vote. Larry or Tim? What shall his name be? I'm starting to think of Handel's Messiah. And his name shall be called Larry or Tim, the mighty warrior. Sorry, it's probably sacrilegious. Anyhow, so yeah, think about your highlights, where you want to put those. Can really bring out details and just help things pop. Try not to overdo it though. All right, let's see if I can copy or at least mimic this part line. On this side. Something like that. So see how that cuts across nicely, and then we'll zoom in here and just make like a really tiny brush, same brush. I've been using the same brush too, so that's the other thing I try to do when I work digitally, is just keep the tools simple where possible until the end, and then I'll add texture and whatever else I want to add in. Barry the bug. Barry the bug robot. He could be Barry. Could work. Could totally work. Barry the bug bot. A little bit of shadow here to make this pop. So when I was talking about rim light and the shadow on the ground, what I meant is I'll take some of this here now, maybe make it cool. So a little bit of a cool light coming from behind. Something like that. And then start to just lighten up on the inside of that leg, right? So on the inside there, maybe right through there. Just a little bit of that bluish light coming in. You can use blending modes to do this as well, again, if you want to. I'm just trying to challenge myself a bit. Buggy the bug. Powered by a gerbil, no doubt. Alright, let's see. Where do I need some rim light? I did add these barbs or tines to the... Let's see, I'm on the right layer. Okay. I did add those. Maybe I'll take those out. Take those out after all. Alright, then we'll throw in some part lines here as well. And light never hits a surface perfectly evenly, so even as I do this line, it's not like I'm not drawing a solid line like that, right? There's a little bit of variation in there. Take some of this blue tiny brush now, kind of hit some of these edges. Where you have rounds, you're gonna typically get a little bit more intensity in your highlight too. But all those little things kind of help you. You can also use a pencil if you want, like a pencil brush. Just using the same brush here. So we'll just cut across like so. Same color, that's right there. Cut across both ways. Now we have a nice highlight. I'm gonna make this color just a touch lighter. Hit that edge. Right, bring that down right there. Over. More intense on the round. Just kind of fade this back. And just clean up as you go. So yeah, I felt like painting today for Sci-Fi Sunday, so thanks for hanging. Thank you to the patrons and channel members as always. Thanks for your questions, commentary. The chat's been super lively today, so I appreciate it. Yeah, Wayne, you haven't hung out with Mecha Art much, but he does love gerbils quite a bit. And I was telling the story of I was like, this guy really loves gerbils. I don't know who this is when you showed up in the chat, but you've been an absolute delight. So thank you for your chat and banter, good humor, good spirits, all of it. All right, so now we'll just keep working on some of the contrast, bringing up some values here where we need to, cleaning up. Clean up on all three. All right, so maybe something like that, and then just keep toning this out. Am I on the right layer? Okay, I'm on the right layer. It's like, wait a minute. All right, I was gonna make his like eye red, but I think I'm gonna go with some sort of teal color here, and then on the inside here as well. So since that color is teal right there, it's gonna be glowing. We'll have some effects, right? Picking up some light elsewhere. So just want to capture that. Capture it on our surfaces. Again, if you want to use blending modes, you can do that, or you can do like I am and just paint on the same layer. It's a little bit more difficult, but I think it's good practice. The good thing about hard things. Thank you, Wayne. I'm glad you're enjoying. I just love drawing and painting, and not classically trained in terms of painting, but I think when you understand a lot of the basics, it makes it quite a bit easier. So like, how do you get that glowy effect? Well, just add a little white in there, so the center of the light, if it's white, and then the perimeter is more pigmented, it should feel better. And then I just wanted to create like a chunky texture. I don't know what's actually going on inside there, but this little chunky texture right there. We'll get that rim light. We'll add some light to the ground as well. Some glowy stuff. Glowy stuff. Should help. Should help a bit. So yeah, it should start to feel like it's coming to life a bit now. Right. That's why getting your, just if you just get the main bits down, you can start to like, that's what I tell myself anyways. See if it works out, but you know, light can do a lot for you in your drawings. So this is actually on a separate layer, I will say, this lighting effect here. It does give me a little flexibility, so this is not exactly on top of our robot here, but in this case, yeah, I wanted a little bit of flexibility, so. Thanks, Wayne. All right, I think that looks pretty good for my lighting setup here. Do a couple more spots, right? So the way I'm thinking about this, whether it's accurate or not, I don't know, but this is just how I'm thinking about it. Because if you think about simple shapes, right? So I've got like some sort of rock or thing here. Maybe there's a shadowy part. I'll make that dark. So it should be a little darker light, right? Maybe that's facing the light there, right through there. I guess I could add some here, some light, but then just some shadow. And as far as the light projection goes, okay, I'm thinking kind of like this. And that helps create some focus on our main character or silhouette, even though it's just a silhouette, helps create some focus there. And also you've kind of got the warm, cool play now with color. I hope I didn't put that on the, no, I did. I'll have to fix that. This little spot right there. I'll have to fix that. Back to my, okay. So anyhow, that's kind of, I'm thinking of, you know, the light being projected out, but the head is more down. So that's why this cone of light I kind of have doing this thing right here. So it's like main and then some like fall off. Okay, that's gonna be happening. So that's the idea with the lighting setup for our guy or scene. Yeah, I totally messed up and had a little weird stroke there, so gotta fix that. All right. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll work on silhouette a little bit. You know, who is this character? What is he holding? Why is he holding it? Why isn't he holding a gun instead? I mean, he could be. So I'll just use the gray. I mean, he could be holding some like huge weapon as well. It's also a thing, but I kind of like the idea of just a random staff of power. And then using the silhouette technique also helps because, you know, if our figure's too short too, we can always drag, move this around if we need to. Rotate, whatever you gotta do. Just trying to make sure he has the right stance. So you'll kind of see here, extending the torso, legs just a little bit. If this leg is more forward, for example, you can pull this in and spread. But that feels like an awkward stance, so I think I'll keep it as is. It's a very wide stance, though. Very wide stance. So there's that perspective again. The Staff of Power. Sounds like something from an 80s cartoon. The Staff of Power. I mean, are they wearing a robe? I have no idea, man. No idea today. I do like characters in helmets, so could be like some sort of helmet suit thing. I'll have to think about this a little bit. I guess this could be a rifle too. It doesn't have to be. And maybe our character is a bit more confident, so he could just be chilling with his rifle. So anyhow, that's one thing I like about using silhouettes, is you can just kind of think about shapes, paint those in. For me, it takes a lot of the pressure off getting it perfectly right, you know, immediately. Next weekly sketch challenge. I'm not sure yet. I'm taking suggestions. The stick is a broom. That's right. It's just a broom. I'm not really sure what the next challenge is yet, but open to suggestions. So if you have something you want to do, you know, Jordan was kind of managing it for the most part, but he's gotten a little busy. So I personally am open to whatever you guys want to see or draw or do. So you let me know. Rifle in such an advanced world, why not? We don't know if it's an advanced world or if it's the current world that is being invaded. We don't know. It's unspecified. Unspecified. We just know he's facing down this robot. What about redoing old sketches? That's a good challenge. Pick a sketch that you did before and do a better version of it. or a different version. That's a great idea. Okay, let's do that. I'm gonna make a note before my brain forgets. That'll give me a chance it'll give me a chance to also go through some of my old sketches and see if I can do better. All right, kind of reminds you of Maze Runner. I haven't seen Maze Runner or watched it, so I don't know. I kind of want to like, let's see. I'm not gonna finish out this character dude for the stream because it's been an hour and 20 something, but I almost want to have character like so that looks like a weird pose, but just like almost like he got caught off guard. And then maybe the weapon is here off to the side. But we could do a couple different versions for sure and see what would feel the best. Maybe take this shadow color here. So and then we'd have a shadow cast or something. Could also be interesting. Just like a whoa, this thing caught me off guard, you know. Maybe the arm is more like no, stop. Anyhow, couple options there. Just having fun. This one's definitely more static. Not as dynamic as the other one, but and again, the whole purpose, at least for me, putting the human there is to kind of set up scale for the scene. So it's like, oh, how many humans tall is this robot, this thing? Thanks, Olga. Little dog barking next to the man. That would be interesting. All right, I want to tone up the ground a little bit more, and then I think I'll call it good for today. Am I on the right layer? Okay, I'm on the correct layer. Cool. Love and Monsters. Oh yeah, Love and Monsters. That's a great series. Do you know if they're doing another set? I hope they are. That was the Netflix show with all the oh no, I'm thinking of Love and Robots, I think. I'm thinking of something else. Let's see if I can find it here. So the name escapes me. It's like a robot anthology. Love, Death, and Robots. Love, Death, and Robots. I don't know if you've seen that, but I can pick up on that vibe. All right, so I did say I wanted to add some texture, so I'm going to jump back to my mega pack, and then let's use the banana speckler. Always a nice one. Above all of this paint stuff here now, new layer. Let's change this to multiply. And I'll just add a little bit of texture to this guy. Can add some scratches too here and there if we want to. All right, on the opposite side here, we can even do, oops, gotta make sure the layer is not set to multiply, but. So the banana speckler is actually a texture that I sampled from a real banana. I just like it for effects. You know, even things like maybe some atmospheric dust here on the light. It's kind of cool. And then let's throw in some scratches. Let's see, scratches. I'm not gonna use those. So I'll just use the OG stencil. Maybe some light gray here. Make it real small. I should probably do that on a separate layer so I can drop the opacity, so I'll do that. All right, so scratches. I'll throw these in. I should probably pay more attention to this area, but I'm gonna leave it for now. Some nice desert rock. I do like desert, desolate things, scenes, whatever. It's kind of my jam. All right, so now I'll just 2-finger tap and drop the opacity way down. Do the same thing on speckles here. So now it's more of like an atmospheric dust type thing. Or actually, maybe I'll just use the eraser. I'll use the eraser here. I'll use a soft airbrush eraser. Just kind of knock back some of the speckle and texture. All right. So there we go. Our confident, brave defender. Timmy? Was Timmy his name? I'm trying to remember. Was it Timmy? Let's do a quick replay. The patrons and channel members, of course, I'll upload to the Google Drive this file. So if you want to replay it or do whatever you want with it. So let's do quick time-lapse replay. I was playing with some brushes before the stream, but there's our warm-ups, of course. Rough sketch of robot, scene, bug, thing. And you can kind of see the whole process right there. So looks like this time-lapse will go, I don't know, 2 minutes or so overall. It's pretty handy. But you can see how much, like, from here, Like if you look at the entire timeline from here to the end, how, and even like from this point on, how it just like comes alive in those little bits. So pretty cool. It didn't do a full replay, which is interesting. Let's see. Yeah, it didn't do a full replay. That's weird. Anyhow, I'll upload the file, share it with you guys. Thanks for hanging out on this Sci-Fi Sunday. I had fun. Hope you did as well. Keep sketching. Keep creating. Did I see the illustration? I didn't see that illustration, no. Dust or smoke to avoid detailing. Yeah, I could do that. Those are definitely tricks, and like I said, I'm still learning, figuring things out. So appreciate your patience, appreciate you guys hanging out. If you have any questions, feel free to join the Discord and say hey. Lots of super talented people there. I'm trying to remember how I usually close. Oh, passion is the process, people. If you're not having fun, try and mix it up, do something different. Lean into your passions, all that stuff. All right. Also, if you've learned something, definitely take some time to break it down and share with someone, teach them what you learned. It's going to help you retain that knowledge and be that much better. I appreciate your feedback, your comments. Drop a comment on the video if you liked it. Share it with your friends, your mama, your kids, your wife, whoever. And I hope you have a fantastic Sunday watching the sports ball and doing the sports things. All right. Take care. Much love. Peace out. I'll be back for sure on Tuesday, maybe tomorrow, but I got some real world work to do. So take care. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, also, if you haven't, I guess Wayne, you're a new channel member. I don't have a way to directly interface with you on YouTube. So if you're on the Discord, send me a message or shoot me an email and I will send out your reward to you. So definitely hit me up. Take care. Love you guys, and I'll see you later.